No one seems to know what is happening to Imran Khan. There were disturbing rumors of his alleged death by murder in Rawalpindi's Adiala prison. Those seem to have been denied for now, but his family is asking for proof of life, and so far the silence is disturbing. Imran Khan is somebody whom one can't be entirely neutral about. An extraordinary figure, born in 1952 in a very affluent Pashtun family, grew up, went to the best educational institutions in Pakistan and the UK, played cricket to an extraordinarily high standard, led Pakistan to World Cup victory in 1992. A man with a tremendous fan base, particularly amongst women. His life was divided into two interesting halves. The first half, the playboy cricketer, hugely popular celebrity, giving interviews to all the glitzy magazines and making runs with the bat and taking wickets with fiery pace. An extraordinary character. Then from 1996, the committed politician founded his own party, the Tehreek-e-Insaf, Pakistan, somebody who worked very hard to come to power and finally managed to rise to power through the support and sponsorship of the Pakistani military, after which indeed he fell out with them, lost power and spent years in jail suffering terrible persecution. So two halves of his life, but along with that is also the fact that he was an extraordinary figure. Somebody whose life was marked by ambition, national, sporting, personal, political. And that ambition seemed to know no limits, and he managed to achieve pretty much everything he set out to do. What is striking, if the stories of his final chapter are true, which we certainly do not know for certain they are, is that he has left an extraordinary mark, and if he has gone, it will in turn have major consequences for the country, whose deep state he tried to ride to power, then tried to curb, and finally failed to overcome. I write in NDTV about my own encounters with him in three different phases of his career. First, when I met him as the brother of a UN colleague in New York, found him incredibly charming and accessible, even though he was at that point at the top of his game as a cricketer and a celebrity. Second, as somebody visiting India from Pakistan, the darling of the social circuit and somebody very often on Indian television, including sparring with me on a few occasions. And my last encounter with him in Pakistan in 2017 when I led an Indian parliamentary delegation to Pakistan, and he came to see me to talk about his thorough knowledge of and admiration for my book An Era of Darkness, which he could discuss in extraordinary detail, including quoting passages and sections from it almost verbatim. I'll always remember Imran Khan for not only his extraordinary cricketing talent, which of course as a cricket fan I value, but for that personal character and grace, the man who came to my hotel in Islamabad to discuss history rather than politics, somebody who had curiosity, who had class, and who in some ways had ambition that in many ways failed at every stage to finally fulfill its great potential. Read about my assessment of his life and career on ndtv.com.